There is one city on this entire planet that three of the world's largest religions all claim as their own. A city where Jews have prayed for 3,000 years, where Jesus walked and was crucified, and where the prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven. A city that has been conquered, destroyed, rebuilt, and fought over more times than almost any other place in recorded human history. A city so sacred that millions of people around the world face its direction when they pray, weep when they finally stand inside it, and have been willing to die for it across thousands of years of conflict. That city is Jerusalem. And what makes it so extraordinary, so deeply complicated, and so endlessly fascinating is that its story does not belong to one people or one faith. It belongs to all of them at once. And today, we are going inside that story in a way that most documentaries never do. Right now, before we begin, I want to know where you are watching this from. Drop your country or city in the comments below. People from all over the world watch this channel, and I genuinely love seeing how far these stories travel. Tell me where you are, and let us get into one of the most extraordinary stories ever told. Jerusalem sits in the Judean hills, about 35 miles from the Mediterranean Sea and 14 miles from the Dead Sea. It is not on a major trade route. It does not sit on a great river. By purely geographical logic, it should be a minor city. And yet, for more than 3,000 years, it has stood at the center of human civilization, human conflict, and human faith in a way that no other city on Earth has managed to replicate. The first recorded settlements in the area date back over 5,000 years, but the city, as the world came to know it, truly began with King David. Around the year 1000 BC, King David of Israel captured a hilltop city called Jebus from a people known as the Jebusites and renamed it the City of David. He brought the Ark of the Covenant there and declared it the political and spiritual capital of the Israelite kingdom. His son Solomon then built the first temple on Mount Moriah, a structure that would become the most sacred site in all of Judaism. The temple was built to house the Ark of the Covenant and was described in ancient texts as a building of extraordinary beauty, decorated with gold and cedar wood and surrounded by vast courtyards where tens of thousands would gather for worship. For the Jewish people, this was not just a building. It was the place where God chose to dwell among his people. It was the center of everything. That first temple stood for nearly 400 years until the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar destroyed it in 586 BC and carried the Jewish people into captivity. The exile lasted decades. When the Jews were eventually allowed to return, they built the second temple on the same hill. This second temple was later expanded dramatically by King Herod the Great into one of the most magnificent structures in the ancient world. By the time of Jesus, the Temple Mount was a breathtaking complex that drew pilgrims from across the known world. And then, in 70 AD, the Roman army under General Titus destroyed it. The Second Temple fell, and all that remained was the western retaining wall of the temple platform. Jews call it the Western Wall, or the Kotel, and for 2,000 years, it has remained the holiest accessible site in all of Judaism. People press their written prayers into its ancient stones. They stand before it and weep with a grief that carries thousands of years of history inside it. If you have ever seen footage of people at the Western Wall, you already know that something is happening there that goes beyond ordinary religion. It is the meeting point of a people and their deepest memory.